Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I've decided to make a Thursday check-in video this week. I wanted to give you a quick update on how things are looking and kind of give you some direction in case you need it as we head into our first weekend of our class here. So I'm looking at my notes, that's why I'm looking down. Okay. So first of all, a few updates. First of all, I've responded to each initial post in the introduction discussion board. I've really enjoyed reading about your unique preferences, really enjoyed reading about your recommendations. I've saved so many things into a document that I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to get to try all of it, but I'm sure as heck gonna try. So really cool getting to know everybody. You should have a response from me. I kept it quick, I kept it simple because I was responding to every single student. Now I will not do that every week. Once our discussion boards get going, I'm not going to be able to respond to every single one of you every single time, okay? But I am going to give sort of general comments and general responses sort of as we have our discussions. So if you don't have a response from me every single time at every single board, don't worry. Just take a look at where my responses are at and what they're saying, okay? So taking a look at the definitions of communication discussion board, really good definitions of communication. I'm really excited to see some of the things that you found. The online sources were really cool, some of the things you came up with, and then even some of you looked in other places. You asked people in your life. Brandon, I know, even looked in the PowerPoint for the week, which is really cool. It was really cool to see all these definitions. And so just to kind of give a little bit of an update and a segue for us, what I've created here for us is I went through and I collected all of the definitions of communication that you found. I'm going to make myself go away here, okay? So what you see here is sort of a word cloud of all of the definitions of communication. I took every single one that you found and I put it into this program that then creates this word cloud. And so the biggest words occurred the most. So it just keeps the count of the words. And so taking all of your definitions of communication, of course, communication being the central term, it was the most referenced. And so really cool things that I'm seeing here. So some trends in the definitions that I thought were neat were many of you went to different definitions. And the cool thing is some of you were using a paper dictionary. Some of you used online dictionaries. Very, very cool to see Merriam-Webster and Oxford and Cambridge dictionaries all sort of coming into play here. I saw the businessinsider.org or .net definition pop up more than once on our discussion board, which is interesting and very, very cool. So take a look at this Wordle. I think that this Wordle gives us a really good segue into, I know some of you are at different places, but as you get into the rest of the screencasts for the week, communication, the idea of information being exchanged, the fact that it's a process, that the message is going to be very important there. We've got verbal right here. Nonverbal was not used very much, which is fine, but it's definitely a part of it. So this is really cool to kind of just get an idea of what some of the overall trends were in our definitions this week. So as you move into giving the responses to each other, please remember that even on the introduction discussion board, you're going to want to have given 3 responses to your peers, and you're going to want to give 3 responses to your peers in this discussion board. Really interested to see in your comments which ones you like from the definitions that your peers provided. I think I'm really interested to kind of see what pops out of that. So I will be in those discussions, reading those, and kind of offering responses here and there. Just a quick reminder that discussion this week runs Monday through Saturday, with your initial posts were supposed to be due Wednesday. If you haven't done an initial post yet, please still do them for both of the boards. And then your responses are due Saturday. Normally they will be due on Friday, but this week I gave us till Saturday so that in case there was any confusion with President's Day, people have plenty of time to get their responses in for our discussion boards. So far, this has been a really cool week for discussion. It's really interesting and fun to meet all of you. I'm enjoying the conversation that's going on around these definitions of communication, and I look forward to engaging the journal entries that you need to turn in by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Please remember to do that. Some of you have already done that, which is great. If you have any questions, please post it in the questions discussion board or let me know via email or D2O Messenger. It's nice to meet you all, and I'll see you on the discussions.